I'm back. Sorry guys, had to adjust some settings on the app. I do have to mute it because of the sound. The song, don't want to get penalized for it, so I will go on mute. Once they stop the song, then I'll come back on. Well, it looks like we're about to start. They're on commercial right now on the radio, so I'm able to talk. Again, we are live here in Ben Bolt, Texas, where Skidmore-Tynan Bobcats will take on the Ben Bolt-Palito Blanco Badgers.
Annual salary remains the same each year. How do you figure that? So do I just multiply your salary by 39 years?
No, because she didn't start when she was 1 year old.
Yeah, it says she worked for 39 years.
Oh, worked for 39 years.
Okay. The number of years of education is 8. So do I subtract it by 8?
No, it says she worked for that many years. So you multiply it
Again, we are live here in Ben Bolt, Texas for Skidmore-Tynan Bobcats taking on Ben Bolt-Palito Blanco Badgers. We are fixing to start. First batter up is number 7, Jason Chambers for the Bobcats. Again, first batter up, number 7, Jason Chambers. And that's fair ball down the first base line. Makes it a double, gets to second base. It'll make it a triple. He's running. And he's safe at third base, starting off for the Bobcats on a triple run. Triple by Jason Chambers. Coming up now is number 3, Mason Sweeney for the Bobcats. Again, has Jason Chambers at third base in scoring position already for Sweeney. There you go, Mason Sweeney up to bat, number 3. And it's a hit down the third base line. Brings in Jason Chambers for a base hit for Sweeney. Up's number 13. Looks like Anthony Verreal. Oh, I'm sorry. Correction. Colton Lopez, number 13. Again, 13. Colton Lopez. Up to bat. With Mason Sweeney at first. Strike and a swing and a miss for Lopez, making that 0-1 count. And got time. And we are getting a pinch runner for Mason Sweeney. Getting a pinch runner. And that looks like Caden Cox that took over for Mason Sweeney at first base. Up batting is number 13, Colton Lopez, with an 0-1 count for Lopez with a runner at first. And here we go. And runner takes off. And he got him. Nice throw by the catcher to get the runner out at second base on the steal attempt. But that makes the count 1-1 now for Colton Lopez. Again, Colton Lopez up to bat with the count 1-1. 1 out. And that's a foul tip for Lopez, making the count 1-2. 1 out. There we go. 1-2 count on Lopez with 1 out. A little low. Make it that count 2-2 now for Lopez. 1 out. And that's a grounder to second baseman, and fields it and gets Lopez out at first, making that 2 outs. And up to bat is number 17, Enrique Ramirez, coming up. Number 17, Enrique Ramirez, up to bat now. 2 outs for the Bobcats. Again, I do apologize. The stands are small here, so I have to keep adjusting the stand. And here we go. Ramirez at the plate. Swing and a miss for Ramirez, making the count 0-1. 0-1 on Ramirez. 2 outs. And there's a ground ball to shortstop. Fields it. Throws it, and it's an error. Safe at first base for Ramirez. Up next is number 9, Chase Shannon, up to bat. Shannon has a runner at first and working with 2 outs. Ball outside for Shannon, making the count 1-0. Again, he's got Ramirez at first base. Shannon up to bat. Counts 1-0 with 2 outs. And that's a pop-up for Shannon. Going to the outfield. Missed. Drops the ball, makes Shannon safe at first base and Ramirez at third on the error by the right fielder. And that brings up number 8, Morgan Shannon. Again, number 8, Morgan Shannon up to bat. Got Ramirez at third, Chase Shannon at first. Pitcher steps back. Take a break. Again, up to bats, Morgan Shannon, Ramirez at third, the other Shannon at first base. Bobcats have 2 outs. Ball high, making the count 1-0. Count 1-0, 2 outs. Shannon takes off. Catcher holds it. Makes Shannon steal the base from first to second. So now Morgan Shannon's got runners at second and third. With a 2-0 count. 2 outs for Shannon. Up high for Morgan Shannon. Making the count 3-0. Runners at third and second for Morgan Shannon. Ball low. Runner takes his base. And here is bases loaded for Travis Hennig, number 10, coming up to bat. Again, Bobcats have bases loaded. You got Ramirez at third, Chase Shannon at second, Morgan Shannon at first, and number 10, Travis Hennig up to bat for the Bobcats with 2 outs. And you'll hear some girls shouting. There's a softball game going on behind us, so you hear a lot of softball chatting in the background. Sorry, getting some more adjustments done. Again, Travis Hennig coming up to bat, number 10, with bases loaded for Hennig. 2 outs for the Bobcats. And it's a grounder to third base. Ground fields it, out at first. Then that completes the inning. Bobcats score 1 run, top of the first. And it looks like Mason Sweeney's going to be tonight's pitcher against the Badgers. And it looks like you got Chase Shannon at first, Matthew Stillman at second. Looks like Anthony Verreal at right field, Chasen Chambers at center, or Colton Lopez at center, sorry. Chasen Chambers at left. Looks like you have Aiden Hernandez catching, Travis Hennig at third, and Morgan Shannon at shortstop. Again, position starting from Mason Sweeney pitching, Aiden Hernandez at catcher, Chase Shannon at first, Matthew Stillman at second, Travis Hennig at third, Morgan Shannon at shortstop, Chasen Chambers at left, Colton Lopez in center, and Anthony Verreal at right. And if you're joining us, the Lady Cats play today in Skidmore at 6 p.m. tonight. And that is going to be live on YouTube with Amador Ramirez. Or he's going to try to go live on YouTube. If it doesn't work, then he'll be live on Facebook. On Facebook Live, he'll be streaming his until our game is done. Then he might switch to YouTube afterwards. We're kind of hoping it works for both of us at the same time. To bat for the Badgers is number 5. Again, Morgan Sweeney is pitching for the Bobcats. Strike right down the middle for an 0-1 count for the batter. Strike 2 in there, right above the knees for strike number 2 for Sweeney. Count 0-2 for the batter. Right down the middle for strike number 3. And that'll be the first out for Sweeney. Again, I do apologize. I am in the stands, and the stands are a little tiny. So we're trying to adjust as much as we can. Batter swung, stayed there for the bunt, and that becomes strike number 1. Batter's number 10 for the Badgers. He's got 0-1 count with 1 out. And does a bunt. And he is safe. The ball got there in time, but looks like Shannon closed his glove a little early. So ball bounced out, so runner safe at first. And the batter's number 1 for the Badgers now, with 1 out and a runner at first. And a check from Mason to Shannon. Runner safe at first. Again, number 1, the batter for the Badgers, with a runner at first base. And the ball overthrown a little bit. Runner safe at second. Hit by pitch on the batter. It's awarded first base. So runners at first and second for the Badgers. Batter number 2 coming up for the Badgers. Ball's up, and the catcher drops the ball and advances the runners to third and second now for the Badgers. Count 1-0 for the batter. And that's a foul ball by the batter, making the count 1-1. Runners at second and third. Again, the batter's number 2 for Badgers. For Ben Bolt's number 2 batter, with 1-1 count. Runners at second and third. Runner is safe. Count is 3-1 now for the batter with a runner at third with 1 out. Again, the count 3-1 for the batter. 1 out, runner at third. Ball 4. Walks the batter to first base. And here comes batter number 14 for the Badgers. He's got a runner at third and first with 1 out. And batter shows bunt. Batter gets to second base. Count 1-0 for the batter. Runners at second and third now. Ball 2 for the batter. Count 2-0, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Got him at the plate. That'll make it 2 outs for the Bobcats on the tag out at home. So the second baseman advances to third. The one running from third to home is out at home, making that 2 outs now for the Badgers. Strike. In there for a strike. I believe the count is 1-1 or 2-1, sorry. 2-1 on the count. 2 outs. Runner at third. Swing and a miss for the batter. That'll make the count 2-2. With a runner at third and 2 outs. And hit by pitch behind the batter. So he is awarded first base on that. And up to bat, it's number 8 for the Badgers with runners at first and third with 2 outs. And the runner steals from first to second. So number 8, the batter, no count. Runners at second and third. Swing and a miss for the batter, making that strike 1. Count 0-1 now for the batter. Oh, I'm sorry, 1-1. One and one on the batter. Runners at second and third. In there, right above the knees for strike number 2. That'll make the count 1-2 for the batter. Again, he's got runners at second and third. And swing and a miss for the batter, making that strike number 3 to make third out. And we go to top of the second, where we are gonna go to top of the second. Score is 1-1. Each team scored 1 run in the first inning. Again, if you are joining us, we are live here on YouTube, Facebook, ST Bobcat Nation on YouTube here in Ben Bolt, Texas, where Bobcats are facing the Badgers. Good wind coming in. And up to bat is number 12, Anthony Berreal, coming up to bat. And there we go. Start the second inning is Anthony Berreal playing right field for the Bobcats today. Right down the middle for strike number 1 on Berreal. That'll make the count 0-1 for Berreal. Ball bounces before it reaches the batter. That'll make the count 1-1 now for Berreal. Again, count 1-1 for Berreal. Ball, wild pitch. That'll make the count 2-0 for Berreal. Count 2-1 on Berreal. Swing and a miss by Berreal, making the count 2-2 now. Again, there is a softball game going on behind us, so you will hear a lot of yelling from the softball game also. Count 2-2 for Berreal.
There you go.
And a pop-up to the outfield. Caught by the shortstop, making that out number 1 for the Bobcats. Up next is Aiden Hernandez, number 1, playing catcher for the Bobcats today. Get Aiden Hernandez up to bat with 1 out. Ball number 1 on Hernandez. 1-0 the count. One and 0 the count for Hernandez. 1 out. Well, the pitch. That'll make the count 2-0 for Hernandez. 1 out. And up on deck is Jason Chambers, who came up and hit a triple. First time up to bat and scored the Bobcats run. A little outside, making the count 3-0 for Hernandez. And that'll make it ball 4 for Hernandez, who takes his base to first. And again, up next is Jason Chambers, playing left field for the Bobcats, who first time came up and hit a triple down the first base line. And now Hernandez will get a pinch runner, and number 2 is pinch running for Hernandez. And Jason Chambers up to bat, runner at first, 1 out for the Bobcats. Ball high. Making the count 1-0 now for Chambers. Ball low, making the count 2-0 for Chambers now. Runner at first with 1 out for the Bobcats. Count 3-0 now for Chambers with a runner at first with 1 out. Chambers way ahead with 3-0 count. And ball 4 for Chambers. And that brings up number 3, Mason Sweeney, playing pitcher for the Bobcats today. And Badgers called time. Again, if you're just joining us, we are here at Bolt, Texas, where Skidmore-Tynan takes on Palito Blanco and boys varsity baseball game. Bobcats score 1 at the top of the first. Badgers score 1 bottom of the first, and we are at the top of the second. Bobcats have runners at second and first with 1 out, with Mason Sweeney up to bat. It's going to be number 13, Colton Lopez. But for now, we got Mason Sweeney at the bag. Pitcher steps off. Runners at second and first. Mason Sweeney up to bat. Pitcher steps out again to try to throw the runner at second out, but nobody there to receive the throw. So runners at first and second. Mason Sweeney, first hit down to second baseman. A double play for the Badgers, and that'll end the inning. We are at the mid of the second. We are middle of the second. Score is 1-1. On the mound for the Bobcats is Mason Sweeney. And up to bat is number 20 for the Badgers. Bottom of the second inning for the game. Foul ball. That'll make the count 0-1 for the batter. Right above the knees for strike number 2. That'll make the count 0-2 for the Bobcats. A little inside. Make the count 1-2 for the batter, number 20. Foul ball, staying alive on the batter. Count 1-2 still. Looks like a little inside. Make the count 2-2 now. Count 2-2, no outs for number 20, the batter. And it's a fly caught. Foul ball by Chase Shannon, making that out number 1. And that brings up number 7 for the Badgers to bat. Number 7 to bat for the Badgers. A little low. That'll make the count 1-0. Right down the middle for strike number 1. That'll make the count 1-1 for number 7, the batter. Again, Mason Sweeney is on the mound. Aiden Hernandez is behind the plate, catching. Swing and a miss for the batter. That'll be 1-2 count with 1 out. Again, number 7, the batter, working on a 1-2 count with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. That'll make it out number 2 for the Badgers. And comes in number 19 for the Badgers with 2 outs. A little outside. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss. Make it count 1-1 for number 19 with 2 outs. High on that ball, making the count 2-1 now. Wild pitch. That'll make the count 3-1 for number 19. Count 3-1, 2 outs. Right down the middle for strike number 2. Full count, 2 outs on the batter. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. High. Ball 4. Runner takes his base. Badgers have a runner at first with 2 outs. Up comes number 5, the batter, for the Badgers with a runner at first and 2 outs. Right down the middle for strike number 1 on number 5. That'll make the count 0-1 with a runner at first with 2 outs. Oh, and 1 the count. One 1 the count now. Again, count 1-1, runner at first with 2 outs. Hit to the shortstop. Ball taken down to second base and out at second. And that'll end the inning for the Bobcats. Scoreless for both teams in the second inning. And score 1-1 through 2 innings for the Bobcats and the Badgers here in Ben Bolt, Texas. Again, we are live here on ST Bobcat Nation on YouTube in Ben Bolt, Texas, where Skidmore-Tynan is taking on Ben Bolt-Palito Blanco. Top of the first, Bobcats score 1. Bottom of the first, Badgers score 1. And second inning, both came out scoreless. And up to bat first for the Bobcats going to be number 13, Colton Lopez, who is playing center field for the Bobcats tonight. Number 13, Colton Lopez up to bat for the Bobcats. And here we go. Start the top of the third. Ball outside, making the count 1-0 now for Lopez. Ball high. That'll make the count 2-0 for Lopez now. Two and 0 count for Lopez. Swinging him, grounded at third base and out at first, making that out number 1 for the Bobcats. And up to bat is number 17, the designated hitter, Enrique Ramirez. Again, Enrique Ramirez, the batter, 1 out for the Bobcats. Foul tip for Enrique, making the count 0-1 now. 0-1, 1 out for Ramirez. Ball inside, 1-1, the count, 1 out. Count 1-1 for Ramirez with 1 out. Right down the middle for strike number 2. Making the count 1-2 now with 1 out for Ramirez. Ball high. That'll make the count 2-2 for Ramirez with 1 out. Ball number 3, making the count 3-2 now for Ramirez with 1 out. Right outside, caught the outside corner for strike number 3. That'll make 2 outs for the Bobcats. And brings up number 9, Chase Shannon, to bat. Foul ball. That'll make the count 0-1 now. Ball high. That'll make the count 1-1 now for Shannon. One and one, the count for Shannon with 2 outs. Ball a little high. Make that 2-1 now, the count. Right down the middle to make the count 2-2 now with 2 outs. Like it just caught the outside corner for strike number 3 on Shannon also to make it strike number 3 and the 3rd out. And we are in the middle of the 3rd inning now. Again, if you are joining us, we are live on ST Bobcat Nation here in Ben Bolt, Texas for the Bobcats and the Badgers baseball game. And here we go, bottom of the 3rd inning. To start off is number 10 for the Badgers. Bunt by the batter. Out at first. The bunt was straight to Mason Sweeney, the pitcher, who threw it to first base and got the runner out at first. That'll make the out number 1 for the Badgers. Up to bat is number 1 for the Badgers. Swinging foul ball. That'll make the count 0-1 now for for number 1, the Badger, with 1 out. Oh and 1 the count. Tip foul. That'll make 0-2 count now for the Badgers. pop up. And caught by number 2, second baseman, Matthew Stillman. And that'll be out number 2. Number 2 coming up to bat for the Badgers now with 2 outs. A little high. 1-0 the count. Right in there for strike number 1. 1-1 the count with 2 outs for number 2, the batter. And a pop-up. Foul ball territory. That'll make the count 1-2 now for number 2, the batter. Again, if you're just joining us, the count is 1-2 for the batter with 2 outs. Count 1-2 now. 2 outs. Strike it. 3. That'll make out number 3. And ends the inning. Again, both runs came in the first inning for both teams, and since then they've both been scoreless. Up to bat's going to be number 8, Morgan Shannon for the Bobcats, who tonight Morgan Shannon is playing shortstop. And if you are with us, we do thank you all for joining us tonight here at ST Bobcat Nation on YouTube. We are at top of the 4th with an even score of 1 apiece, and Morgan Shannon up to bat for the Bobcats. A little inside, make that count 1-0 now for Morgan Shannon. Ball high. I'll make 2-0 the count now for Shannon. Ball low. 3-0 the count for Shannon. Right above the knees for strike number 1, making the count 3-1 now for Shannon. That's right in there for strike number 2, making the count 3-2 now for Shannon. And ball low. That'll be ball number 4, and Shannon gets to take his base to first. And that brings up Travis Hennig for the Bobcats. Again, Travis Hennig up to bat for the Bobcats. And he has Morgan Shannon at first base. No outs for the Bobcats. And a swing and a foul ball. That's going to make the count 0-1 now for Hennig. One the count for Hennig. Shannon at first. Hit down to second base. And they called him out. Double play. That'll make 2 outs. And that will bring Anthony Verreal up to bat. And that was a really close call at first.
Let's go, Ant.
Again, number 12, Anthony Verreal up to bat with 2 outs for the Bobcats. Foul ball for Verreal, making the count 0-1. Ball low, makes the count 1-1 now for Verreal with 2 outs. Right above the knees for strike number 2. That'll make the count 1-2 now for Verreal. Ball high. That'll make the count 2-2. Sorry, 2-2 for Verreal with 2 outs. And staying alive with a foul ball is Verreal. Count 2-2 still. Count 2-2 with 2 outs for Verreal. Staying alive is Verreal again with another foul ball. Count still 2-2. Again, count 2-2 for Verreal with 2 outs. Ball low. That'll make the count 3-2 now for Red Real with 2 outs. Again, the count 3-2 with 2 outs for Red Real. And that'll be ball 4 for Red Real. Again, if you are joining us, we are streaming the boys' varsity baseball game on YouTube, and if it's working, there should be Skidmore-Tynan varsity softball going on also on YouTube. If not, they might be on Facebook Live. So they're either going to be on Facebook Live or they are on here on YouTube as well. We are at the top of the 4th, and it looks like we are doing a pitching change. Well, it does start at 6 o'clock, so they might not be on yet. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself still. Again, we do thank y'all for joining us on ST Bobcat Nation. And while we have a minute and we're on ST Bobcat Nation, we do want to congratulate some of the boys powerlifting. They competed, or they powerlifted on Saturday to try to make regionals, and they did. We had 3 boys from the ST Bobcat Nation go, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. And that'll bring up number 1, Aiden Hernandez, to bat with Anthony Verreal at first base with 2 outs for the Bobcats. Pitcher checks the runner at first. Wild pitch. That'll make the count 1-0. And the batter advances from first to second, Verreal. Again, Aiden Hernandez is up to bat for the Bobcats, who is playing catcher tonight for the Bobcats. And a swing, it lands. And a single, and moves the runner over to third base. So we got runners at third and first now for the Bobcats, and that it brings Chasen Chambers up to bat. And they brought a pinch runner in for Aiden Hernandez, the catcher, and Chasen Chambers up at the plate working with 2 outs. Ball high, 1-0 the count. You got runners at third and first, the runners. Ball high again, making the count 2-0 for Chambers with runners at second. I'm sorry, it's runners at first and third. And Chambers with a hit to second base, and he out to end the inning. And that ends the inning for the Bobcats. And we are mid of the 4th inning. Score still 1-1. Again, like I was saying earlier, 3 Bobcats did make it. Boys Bobcats made it to regional powerlifting. Will compete March 7th in Kingsville. And if you see those boys, give them a congratulations to Jose Flores, Oscar Verreal, and Enrique Ramirez, qualifying for regionals in powerlifting. And also a huge congratulations to Liliana Hernandez, who qualified for state in powerlifting. They competed Monday in Edinburgh. And she was able to qualify for state, placing second at the powerlifting meet on Monday.
Hey.
And we are bottom of the 4th now.
Sorry.
Score is still 1-1. And here comes the batter, number 14 for the Badgers. Swing and a miss. Make it strike number 1. 0-1 the count. On the count for number 14. Right down the middle for strike number 2. That'll make the count 0-2 now for number 14. Little inside, makes the count 1-2 now. Ball low, makes the count 2-2 now for the batter.
You'll see it as soon as you watch it.
Again, 2-2 the count. No outs. And there's a grounder to right field, and he'll be safe at first. And number 14, the pitcher for the Badgers, getting a courtesy runner. So it's number 15 at first base now. Number 12 up to bat. Bunt. It goes foul ball. That'll make the count 0-1 now. Oh and 1 the count for number 12, the batter. Got a runner at first with no outs. And Chase caught the ball. Oh, he dropped it. So that'll make strike number 2. The count make 0-2 now for the batter. Oh, and 2 the count, no outs, runner at first. It's a good attempt by Chase to try to catch that foul ball. Pitcher steps off. Oh, and 2 the count. Runner at first. Foul ball. Pitch hits the bat. Makes it a dead ball. Foul ball. Count 0-2 still. No outs. Runner at first. Checking the runner, safe at first. 0-2 the count. No outs, runner at first. So on that, it's a base hit for the batter. That's we got runners at first and third now. And number 20 up to bat. No outs. Runners at first and third for the Badgers. Pop up. Stillman catches the ball. First out. And that'll bring up number 7, the batter, with runners at first and second with 1 out. Kept the bat there. That'll make it strike 1. 0-1 the count on the bunt attempt. Runners at first and third for the batter. 0-1 count. 1 out. And the catcher drops the ball, safe at home. And that advances the runners over to second and first on that bunt, sacrifice bunt. now the batter, number 19 for the Badgers, has runners at first and second, 1 out. Ball outside. 1-0 the count. Catches the outside corner, making that 1-1 now the count with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Outside. Count 2-0, 2-1, 1 out. Little high. Ball 3-1 now. Count 3-1 with 1 out. Runners at first and second. Ball 4. Bases become loaded for the Badgers. And Bobcats call time. And that'll bring up number 5, the batter for the Badgers with bases loaded, 1 out. Strike number 1. 0-1 the count with 1 out. Bases loaded. On the sacrifice bunt. Safe at home, and bases loaded again. Number 10, the batter now for the Badgers. Bases loaded with 1 out. Strike number 1. 0-1 the count. Bases loaded with 1 out. Strike number 2. Make the count 0-2 now. 0-2 the count with 1 out. Bases loaded. And staying alive is the batter. Count still 0-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. Swing and a miss for the batter. Strikeout. That'll make it 2 outs. Bases loaded for the batters. Number 1, the batter now. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Ball high. And nobody advances. 1-0 the count with 2 outs for the batter. Bases loaded. Strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Foul tip. That makes the count 1-2 now with 2 outs. Again, count 1-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Swing and a miss. That ends the inning. And to start the top of the 5th is going to be Mason Sweeney for the Bobcats. Again, if you are joining us, we are live here in Ben Bolt, Texas with Skidmore-Tynan Bobcats playing against Ben Bolt-Palito Blanco Badgers. And I'm not sure if the softball game is on Facebook Live or it's also on YouTube. So the softball game is on Facebook Live. So if you go to Facebook, ST Bobcat Nation, the girls softball game is going on there. And Mason Sweeney first up to bat for the Bobcats. Strike number 1. 0-1 the count to Sweeney. Sweeney, foul ball. 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count now to Sweeney. Ball high. 1-2 the count. Count 1-2. Staying alive is Mason Sweeney. 1-2 the count still. Staying alive is Sweeney. Bouncer to the pitcher. Out at first base. And that brings up Colton Lopez for the Bobcats. Colton Lopez up to bat. 1 out. Ball high. 1-0 the count. Foul ball for Lopez. 1-1 the count now. One and one the count to Lopez. 1 out. Ball high. 2-1 the count. Ball outside. 3-1 the count. 3-1, 1 out. To Lopez. Ball outside, ball 4. That brings up designated hitter number 17, Enrique Ramirez, to bat for the Bobcats with Lopez at first base. And Ramirez working with 1 out and a runner at first. And a hit past the shortstop with a single moves Lopez up and Ramirez at first. And that will bring up number 9, Chase Shannon, with runners at first and second. Chase Shannon up to bat. Runners at first and second. And a foul ball by Shannon. That'll make the count 0-1, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Chase with a hit. Foul ball. That'll make 0-2 the count for Chase. Oh, and 2 the count for Chase. Runners at first and second. Ball outside. Calls. Count is 1-2 now to Shannon. Chase Shannon. Runners at first and second. Shannon staying alive. Another foul ball, making the count 1-2 still. With runners at first and second, 1 out. Again, Chase Shannon up to bat. 1-2 the count. Runners at first and second. Pitcher checks the runner at second. Count 1-2. Ball high. Count 2-2 now. Count 2-2. 1 out. Runners at first and second for Shannon. Staying alive. Stays Shannon. Count 2-2 still. Two and two the count. Runners at first and second with 1 out for Chase Shannon. Ball high. Makes the count 3-2 now with 1 out.
Let's go, Chase.
Three and two. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Ball high. Got a ball 4. Bases loaded for the Bobcats. And that brings up number 8, Morgan Shannon, to bat. Again, the girls' softball game is being streamed live on Facebook Live. ST Bobcat Nation on Facebook Live for the softball game on the girls. And here we go. Number 8, Morgan Shannon up to bat now. Bases loaded with 1 out. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike number 1. 0-1 the count. 1 out. Bases loaded.
There we go.
Foul ball.
It's still good.
Count 0-2 now.
Oh, I see it.
0-2. Bases loaded. 1 out for Morgan Shannon. And staying alive is Morgan Shannon. That'll make the count 0-2 still with 1 out. Oh, and 2 the count. 1 out. Bases loaded. Ball low. 1-2 the count now for Morgan Shannon. Ball high. That'll make the count 2-2 now with 1 out. Bases loaded for Shannon. And that'll be 2 outs. That'll end the inning. It looks like we might be having a pitching change for the Bobcats. It looks like number 1, Aiden Hernandez, is going to pitcher now. That'll bring Aiden Hernandez to pitch. Looks like Mason Sweeney's at shortstop now. And I believe Morgan Shannon will be catching now. If you're joining us, we are live on ST Bobcat Nation. And now we'll bring up number 2, the batter for the Badgers. Bottom of the 5th. Strike number 1, right on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Swing and a foul ball. 0-2 the count now. And a hit to second base.
Oh, hurry.
And out at first. There's a ground hit to second baseman. And it was out at first. And up to bats number 14 for the Badgers. Ball high. Ball number 1. 1-0 the count. 1 out.
It's what she said.
Long foul. Making the count 1-1 now.
We're gonna beat you.
Count 1-1 now. And another foul. 1-2 now, the count. 1 out.
Oh, yeah.
1-2 the count. 1 out. Foul ball. Staying alive is the batter. 1-2 the count. 1 out. And here we go. 1-2, 1 out. Ball low. 2-2 the count. 2-2, 1 out the count. Another foul ball staying alive. 2-2 the count. Two the count. 1 out. Ball high. 3-2 the count. Three and two count. 1 out. Ball 4. Runner takes first. And they're getting a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Number 12 up to bat now with 1 out, runner at first. Wild pitch, and the runner goes from first to second. One and 0 the count. 1 out. Runner at second. Strike. That'll make it 1-1 now the count. Right in there for strike number 2. 1-2 the count now. One and 2, 1 out. Runner at second. And a foul ball. Staying alive is the batter. 1-2 the count. 1 out. Ball low. 2-2 the count. 1 out. Runner at second. Swing and a miss. We're out number 2, and runner steals from second to third, safe at third. Ball high. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. Runner at third. Ball high again. 2-0 the count, 2 outs. Runner at third. And a pop-up. And misses it. Makes the runner safe at first, and another run for the Badgers. Number 7, the batter now, runner at first, 2 outs. And that'll be out number 3. And they are calling ball game due to no lights being out here, and it is getting dark. So again, thank y'all for joining us on ST Bobcat Nation on YouTube. My name is Ray Ramirez, along with Amador Ramirez, streaming the girls softball game on ST Bobcat Nation on Facebook. We thank you for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your evening.